Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past. Both things recognized by other historians, but mainly stuff that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today I am joined by...
Protoblock.
And Alice.
I am known Alice.
There she is. I thought she was introducing herself while still muted. It's like, what an Alice move to do that. We love you, Alice. Anyway, today is Sunday, aka Sunday, January 15th, 2023. So, let's jump into the history, shall we? We got, wow, that's a long time ago. Mr. Blob, go for it.
Yes, we have the year 588 BC. That's over 2,500 years ago.
Yes.
King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon lays siege to Jerusalem under Zedekiah's reign. The siege lasts until July 23rd, 586 BC, so 2.5 years.
Yeah. For half a second, I read that as 23,586 BC. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That would be a... Anyway, we jump ahead 2,000 years. In 1535, King Henry VIII declares himself head of the church in England.
Oh yeah, that's just because he wants to get divorces and such, and he can't. Like he keeps producing females, daughters. At the time, he needed a male heir, and he never really got one. So.
Yeah, his 40-year reign, he led England through a series of intense changes, most notably the English Reformation, England's separation from the Roman Catholic Church.
Yep.
So I guess that was part of that.
Yes.
In 1541, King Francis I of France commissions Jean-François Roberval to settle the province of New France,
Alright.
which is a part of the New World, like what today is America.
Okay, that's right. Because America was discovered in the 1400s by Columbus, and before that by Leif Erikson. But still, as far as European knowledge of that area, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
New France. Where was New France? Hold on a second. Where?
I think it's New Orleans and Quebec and that stuff.
Oh yeah. New France, as this land was once called, consisted of 5 colonies that covered a massive swath of North America, stretching from Hudson Bay in the north to the Gulf of Mexico in the south. Okay, so I see. All right, so you had Canada, Quebec, that area. And yeah, it goes all the way down to like the Louisiana area and all this stuff. So yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. We're gonna move on up to 1559. Elizabeth I was crowned Queen of England in Westminster Abbey. All right.
Wow.
And we got some more British stuff here. 1755, the British Museum opened in Montague House, London. All right.
That's
what?
huge.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then 1759, Voltaire's satire Candide was published anonymously in 5 editions in 5 countries to scandalous acclaim. This is the estimated date, so this is not for sure, but this is the most generalized consensus. So, that's interesting. So, wow,
yeah.
we see, here's the thing, we take a lot of things for granted, back then, censorship was a lot bigger. It's still a problem today. It's, much bigger of a problem today than it was just a couple years ago. But back then, we're probably coming back to this. He had to do it anonymously in 5 editions in 5 countries. So he had to, separate the frick out of that, it sounds like.
Yeah, the book that is Candid was widely banned because it contained religious blasphemy, political sedition, and intellectual hostility hidden under a thin veil of naivete.
Dang. Wow.
So, not much has changed in the past few hundred years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to you, sir.
Yeah, I think Alice is still busy.
Well, Alice is at
So
work, so we get to enjoy her when we get to enjoy her. So
in 1785, Mozart's String Quartet Opus 10 premieres.
oh,
It's by the Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And fun fact, also the Mozartkugeln were named after him by a baker, later a very famous sweet in Austria.
well, that's cool.
Candy, it's with chocolate and stuff. We will post a link later to it. In 1797, the first top hat worn by John Etherington of London. And it was described as a terrifying top hat. In 1831, the first United States-built locomotive to pull a passenger train makes the first run.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And I just realized my microphone was muted. I was just saying this guy is the inventor of the top hat. This is literally the very first top hat you see in the picture. So before that, it's a whole brand new style. So that's why it was all terrifying. But that train thing, that's pretty cool. Do you even know what the first passenger cars even looked like? They were just open. They were just open cars.
Yes, no roof.
Yeah. Hold on a second. First passenger train car. Well, it looks like they were converted stagecoaches, maybe. But we have other ones that, as you said, no roof. Here we go. Among the first were these just carts because, it was just, utilized for cargo and whatever. And, then they're just like, oh, hey, put people in there. And they just stood. There's no seats or anything. So, can you imagine riding that? And that's, elegancy right there. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, in 1846, Russian writer Fyodor Dostoevsky's first novel, Poor Folk, was published in the St. Petersburg Collection Almanac. Well, all right.
Yes, he's one of the most famous Russian writers.
He looks very Russian, too. We also have in 1861, a steam elevator was patented by Elisha Otis. And fun fact, I think Tom Scott might have, the elevator shaft was invented before the elevator. So, yeah, it was Tom Scott. So I'm going to add this link into the underbar, the description below. But yeah, they didn't have it to a precise, but somebody built some kind of building or whatever, and they knew something like the elevator was going to come, so they built what they believed was going to be the most likely scenario for the elevator shaft.
In 488 Broadway in New York City, Otis actually installed his first elevator 4 years before he patented the steam elevator, so that was probably a mechanical one back then.
But yeah, it's interesting to think that the elevator shaft was invented before the elevator. Talk about the cart before the horse, or something, whatever the saying is. And then 1870, a donkey was first used as a symbol of the Democratic Party in Harper's Weekly. So I can't think of a better representation for those people than a jackass.
If you know, I just was about to say, if you know the three-letter word, also known as donkey.
Yeah.
Anyway, in 1892, basketball rules first published in the Triangle magazine, written by James Naismith.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he was the inventor of basketball. So yeah, basketball's not that old. That's surprising. Huh.
So thanks to him, we have NBA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In 1902, Abdulaziz Ibn Saud leads 40 men over the walls of Riyadh and takes the city, marking the beginning of the third Saudi state.
Huh.
And thus he became the founder of Saudi Arabia.
Yep. And I see something might be interesting in 1907, right after what you just read.
Oh, he became the founder of Saudi Arabia actually half a century later. In 1907, we have the third No, the 3-element vacuum tube patented by American inventor Lee DeForest. So that's for television, I guess?
I believe so. Let me just double check. Triode. A triode is an electronic amplifying vacuum tube consisting of 3 electrodes inside an evacuated gas envelope, a heated filament or cathode, a grid, and a plate, an anode. So
yeah, that's television then.
Yep. So that's big. Why is that not highlighted?
Because probably the people who write that have no clue what a 3-element vacuum tube is.
Wow. Probably. Dude, that's really scary. A history thing is being run by people ignorant to history.
What happened in 1911?
1911, the first airplane bombing experiments with explosives at San Francisco. Ooh. So.
I have no clue what that means.
As in bombing from airplanes. So utilizing aircraft to conduct air raids.
Oh, so that's I get it.
And back in those days, they literally had the bombs in the in the seats with them, and they literally leaned over the edge and just dropped them. They didn't have bomb bays, or they didn't have attachments to the wings or anything like that. They literally just went up with them in their laps and there you go, have a pineapple. Have pineapples for everybody.
Yeah, let's continue.
Yeah. We got a theater premiere in 1919. Frank Wedgen's play, Die letzten...
That translates to The Last Days of Humanity.
Oh, that's frightening. Yeah. So this German word here that I'm not going to attempt because we have a German in the studio now.
As I said, it is Die letzten Tage der Menschheit.
Ah, thank you. It premiered. So, yeah.
Yes.
I could have said it too.
Well, hello,
Maybe.
Alice.
Not with all that oomph though.
Yeah.
Well, the next entry is very huge for Germany, so maybe you also want to read it.
No, you can go ahead.
1919.
Yes.
Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, 2 of the most prominent socialists in Germany, were tortured and murdered by the Freikorps. That's rough. So, but they're socialists, so yeah.
No.
Anyway, Miss Alice, actually Mrs. Shitsby.
Mrs. Shitsby. All right, so we have in 1922 here, we have Arthur Griffith is elected president of the Irish Free State after Eamon de Valera resigns in opposition to the Anglo-Irish Treaty. De Valera will lead a military opposition seeking a unified, independent Ireland.
Yes.
And as you know, the battle rages on since 1916.
Yep.
And the beat goes on.
And the beat goes on.
Yada-da-da-dee. Yeah. It's been going on forever. Well, not forever, but for a hot minute.
Yeah.
We also have in 1927, I was trying to put 27 with Tennessee at the same time.
I realized that.
Yeah, I was like, oh gosh, that's weird. Scope's not guilty for teaching evolution. So in 1920,
You damn fucking kid!
I can't help it. I just keep wanting to say it like that. So
Just
1927.
say it like that. Screw it.
So yeah, 1927, 1920, Tennessee Supreme Court overturns on a technicality. John T. Scopes guilty verdict for teaching evolution, but the new law itself remains in force. What?
Yeah, that was the 1925 monkey trial, and then the Supreme Court looked at that.
Oh, dang.
This was back.
Okay.
This was back when the church had more of a grip over our education for some reason, and teaching evolution above creationism was not good.
I think from now on, I have a new thing I'm going to do. Anytime I read anything from the 1920s, I'm going to be 20C.
God.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But we also have in 1930 a cricket debut. Brilliant West Indian cricket batsman George Headley scores 157 of 176 on debut on the 4th day of the drawn first test against England in Bridgetown, Barbados.
Barbados. Yep.
Tennessee. It's just Tennessee.
Yep.
And the first 1934 entry is apparently not important enough to be highlighted.
Oh. Lady
What
Death,
happened?
Take it.
Oh, shit snacks. Oh, we have a 1934 and 8.4 earthquake in India, also in Nepal. Over 10,000 people died. So it was 10,700, they say, died.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Holy buckets.
Yep.
All right. Oh, look what we got here. This is all you, I think, Xander.
No, it's
Or no,
Bob's
is
turn.
it's Blob. No, it's Blobs. That's right. Yep.
In 1934, New York Yankees slugger Babe Ruth, nearing the end of his illustrious career, signs a one-year contract worth $35,000. It represents a pay cut of $17,000 for the Babe.
So he took a pay cut for his last year. I mean,
Yes.
that's not cool. So that's 1934. So let's see here.
So he took probably like a few $100,000 pay cut nowadays. probably.
$35,000 in 1934 is the equivalent of the purchasing power of around $775,216.04 today.
That's a huge cut, but at the same time, it's the Babe. He can do what he wants.
Yep.
Yes, and at the same day in 1934, while robbing the First National Bank in East Chicago, Indianapolis, John Dillinger is shot several times by Officer William O'Malley, but survives because he is wearing a bulletproof vest.
Smart.
And I
Good
think,
old John Dillinger. Public enemy number one.
wasn't John Dillinger part of the circle with Al Capone?
He may have been, but I don't think so. But you might be right.
John Dillinger
I can't remember.
affiliated with Al Capone? Let's see here.
He probably was, one way or another.
Dillinger and
Or he was.
Capone. The film is not based on real events, so who were John Dillinger's associates? Hold on a second, I saw something. Who took over after Al Capone? Paul Ricca, I don't know. This is going to require a little bit of digging, so
Yeah.
this is,
It seems-
my challenge
he
to
was-
our viewers was John Dillinger affiliated with Al Capone? Let us know in the comment section below.
Something tells me what year is this? Hang on, let me see what that time.
1934.
Let me see. Okay, so yeah, this is around the rise of Capone or around his thing. So
no, Capone was in the 20s during Prohibition.
Yeah, so all I find
you're right. Okay.
Yeah, all I find is that over the course of 1 year, Dillinger robbed several banks, and then that was one of those robberies. And in 1936, we have the first all-glass, windowless structure in the United States completed in Toledo, Ohio.
I gotta check this out. Let's see here if I can find it.
All glass.
First all glass. Oh, I see. I don't know why they're showing the Pentagon. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what?
But here, like, these are really old photos of it. It's obviously not around anymore, I don't believe, but you can see there's a bunch of glass. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
That's like... So it just looks
Lit
like a
up.
really fancy home in today's world. It looks like one of those stupid modern, like, all-glass houses, on the top of a mountain or whatever. That rich people
Or
live
like
in.
the horror film, The Glass House. Oh, wait, that was 13 Ghosts, but The Glass House.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I think it's your turn.
All right, 1939, the first National Football League All-Star Game held at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The New York Giants defeated All-America All-Stars 13-10. So, wow, that was close.
Damn.
We also have some more sports history. In 1942, U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt sent his famed green light letter to MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis, encouraging baseball to continue playing during World War II. Yes, morale for the people.
Yeah.
So, yep.
For those who didn't enlist, but also remember during that time period, they also introduced the Women's Baseball League.
Huh.
Well,
And this one is just, this one's just interesting. 1943, 1,000 workers completed air conditioning system for the Pentagon.
For the Pentagon, of course.
Yep.
Yes.
All
And
right.
Ali Kablawi.
In 1944, we got General Eisenhower arrives in England. He was the 34th U.S. president and a WW2 general. For those who don't understand that, World War II.
Yes.
Yes. And if you look at the entry above, related.
Ooh, I almost want to give you this one just to take, Xander, but I'll take it. Unless you really, really want
No,
this
go
one.
for it.
All right, we got
Before you
19...
do, Blob was saying something.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I thought the entry above was related, but I don't see Eisenhower there. So, in that
Fake
conference.
information.
I don't think Eisenhower would be involved in that. That's politics. Eisenhower was military back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, during World War II, yeah, he was a general, a war general, so...
Well, he was the
He
Supreme
became
Commander of all
president
Allied
until
forces in
after.
Europe, but he wouldn't have... I don't know, I wouldn't think he'd have any say in, like, how to split the nations up. He was just there to conquer them, so...
Yeah, I don't see any of that also, so let's move on.
Yep, so we have in 1945 right now, today in history, we have the Manhattan Project's G5 group, headed by physics Donald Kurtz and Seth Niedermeyer, I should say, take their first Betatron pictures of a nuclear implosion at the Los Alamos laboratory. The Los Alamos.
Yeah, Los
Wow.
Alamos, man, that's
Hold on a little bit,
infamous.
I can't see the picture fully. Let me see that
Sorry.
picture.
It's just a computer data bank.
Look at the
Caltron
light,
girls
ladies.
monitoring a mass spectrometer during the Manhattan Project. Gladys Owens in the foreground did not know what she was involved with until seeing the picture on a tour 50 years later. So,
Oh, wow.
So 50 years later, this lady here saw this picture and realized she was working on the Manhattan Project, and that's like, holy shit, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people weren't. You weren't told what you were working on during that. It was super secret.
Oh yeah, no, like they had everything partitioned off. It was very clamped. So.
I once had a T-shirt that said, "My job is so secret, I don't even know what I'm doing."
It's true in some people's aspects. I had a family friend who worked for Google back in the early days in the early 2000s, and he worked in a private sector where he only knew like part of what he was doing up to the whole project.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Bletchley Park operated under the same premise because if anyone outside would have known what they were lost World War II.
Oh yeah.
All right,
That's
let's.
I believe it's Alice. You have one more, right?
Yeah, I do.
Perfect.
And I was going ooh at what Blob was saying, but I was also going oh my gosh with what I'm going to read next.
Yeah.
So we have in 1947. It's a historic event known as the Black Dahlia murder. The brutalized corpse of Elizabeth Short was found in a Leimert Park in Los Angeles, California. And if anybody knows anything about that, like whoever did it, they never solved it either, did they?
I have no idea.
But yeah, she. I don't think they solved the murder.
Yeah, she was last seen alive 6 days prior.
Yeah, what they did to her was something else. It was unheard of, like for a lot of people, I guess, during that time period.
Yeah, it is still a mystery. The murderer has never been found, and given how much time has passed, probably never will be. So it's just
Yeah,
gonna be one of those mysteries.
It's still a cold case. Unless they had like DNA that they don't like that is still around. I don't know. I doubt it.
I don't know, there's just stuff just gets lost in the system, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing that comes to mind is like the ending of the Raiders of the Lost Ark. When you just, the guy pushing the crate and just in a warehouse full of crates.
Yep.
Like
Maybe they found it.
So.
Maybe they found the murderer, but the guy was so high profile that they're like, we can't have this out, and it's in a crate somewhere in that crate room with all the stuff with the.
That is true, because in that same vein, it is theorized. I believe Blob, or maybe somebody else before him, I don't know, but like maybe Blob reminded me of this. But like, there's a theory that Jack the Ripper was a hired hitman that was paid by like the royal family to go around and just kill random prostitutes. Because one of the members of the royal family may have impregnated one, and they didn't want like anybody coming up like, like being like, oh hey, I'm an heir to the throne and stuff. So they were just going around murdering people. So
that's a good theory.
I don't think that was me who said that.
I just default to you, Blob, because you are you are an internet wealth of knowledge, as a human. So
for what I know, the Outer Limits episode could be correct that Spectre Ripper was an alien. So let's move on.
Well, anyway, Mr. Blob, it's your turn, 1948.
Alright, in 1948, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, a film based on B. Trevins' novel, was directed by John Huston and was starring Humphrey Bogart, and it premiered.
Yeah.
I love Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
Awesome actor. Here's looking at you, kid.
Yes, and also he had a lot of other great movies.
Oh yeah, I know.
In 1950,
My favorite watering hole. Will be really quick. My favorite watering hole was called Bogart's. Back in my home, the town I grew up in. Cool place. Anywho, let's move on up.
yes. In 1950, Red Wings Rocky goalie Terry Sawchuk records his first of 115 career NHL shutouts as Detroit beats the New York Rangers 1-0 at Madison Square Garden.
Huh.
So we have
Jeez, shutouts. Oh, dude, a shutout is a good game. Basically, where like only one team scores. The losing team obviously got nothing.
yes.
For those who don't know.
Yes. In 1955, we have Dmitry Shostakovich's From Jewish Folk Poetry premiering in Leningrad, which also is known as St. Petersburg.
Huh. Yeah, that's right.
Not to be confused.
Leningrad, got changed. The name changed to St. Petersburg after, with the fall, right?
No, they never fell.
No, the fall of St. Petersburg is in Russia, right?
Yeah, but if you're saying it used to be Leningrad, so wouldn't that also have been Stalingrad?
Yeah, or something like that. But they turned it to St. Petersburg. But did they change it after the fall of the USSR or prior?
Well, this is during the USSR. This is 1955. Leningrad. Oh, so you're asking? Okay, when was Leningrad renamed to St. Petersburg? 1991. So you're right, Alice.
Yeah, that was my question. So.
Yep. I'm sorry. It took me a minute to understand what you were saying.
Yeah, I got dyslexia.
And I'm just stupid. So.
Yeah.
No, you're not stupid. But anyway, let's move on up, guys.
I would appreciate if we get to the births today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a quick question about it. I'm sorry.
All right, let's move on up here. You have one more, right, Blob?
Oh, I do. I had my 3.
Well, then I'll go. Then 1956, 6 NFL Pro Bowl, Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Eastern Conference beats Western Conference 31-30. That is close. MVP Ollie Matson of the Baltimore Colts, running back. All right.
Nice.
1957, 7th NBA All-Star Game, Boston Garden, East beats West 109-97. MVP Bob Cousy, Boston Celtics, point guard. Huh. And then we got some more NFL stuff here. 1961, the 11th NFL Pro Bowl, LA Memorial Coliseum, Western Conference beats Eastern Conference, 35-31. The MVPs are Johnny Unitas, Baltimore Colts quarterback, and Sam Huff of the New York Giants linebacker.
Nice.
Alice.
We got 1961. We have Berry Gordy signs the Supremes with Motown Records.
Yo Town, Motown, getting down to Low Town.
Motown. Oh, we got a tennis Australia Men's Open here. We got a 1962 50th Australian Championships Men's Tennis. Rod Laver takes the first leg of his first Grand Slam, beats fellow Queenslander Roy Emerson 8-6, 0-6, 6-4, and 6-4.
Dang.
Then we have a 1962. We have Coco the Clown, Nikola Polyankov. I think. Did I say that right? Oh yeah, Polyankov. Is the subject of the BBC TV program This Is Your Life. So the famous clown, Coco the Clown.
Yeah. Actually, he's not a clown, but an oddjust, which is the foolish character who is always on the receiving end of buckets of water and custard pies.
Yeah, that's I know I'm familiar with who Coco the Clown is, but I've never dabbled too much into further to him. So. But I'm sure this is something Tim Shitspeed would love to see.
I remember, I'm not sure if it was Coco, I think it was Coco, but there was one clown that was so famous that they had him, lie in state somewhere, I believe. Like what they do with, presidents and dignitaries and whatnot, they put him in the rotunda after they die, before the funeral and such.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No,
I have to look that up after the show, man.
Well, I just looked it up, where is Coco buried? He's buried in a graveyard by a church. But it's going to require some digging. And I might be wrong. I'm not sure, but
you may be wrong, but you may be right. But anyways, Xander, I think it's your turn now.
You just did it. It's you.
Oh no, it's still my turn. I only did one. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have a couple
In 1964. Yeah, I know. In 1964, San Francisco Giants make champion outfielder Willie Mays the highest paid player in baseball when they sign him to a new $105,000 per season contract.
Oh, nice.
This is in 64, so I don't know how much that was. Probably a few $1 million, I would imagine.
$105,000 in 1964. Let's check that out here. Blah, blah, blah. 1964 would be $944,329.35. So almost $1 million.
Oh. So, almost $1 million. I thought it'd be a few million, but I guess, well, it was 64, not like the 20s. Never mind.
And I haven't said this in a while. I just want to say this picture of Willie Mays here reminds me of my dad when he's trying to find his glasses.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Lewin. I love you.
And then we are going to move up to 1965 here. We have an NBA record. One of the biggest trades in NBA history. San Francisco Warriors sent Wilt Chamberlain to the Philadelphia 76ers for Connie Dierking, Lee Schaefer, and Paul Newman in cash.
Wow. So, three people and money for one guy. Wilt Chamberlain, but yeah, he's worth it. So
at least it wasn't three people and Johnny Cash.
Huh.
Well, no, I was going to say, with the cash, is maybe, there's a Paul Newman and a Cash Newman that played together or something. But yeah, for cash. But just the way it ends kind of makes me feel.
I think money was involved. Actual bills.
Ooh, dude, 1965 right under that one. Look at that one.
Take it.
We got 1965 rock group The Who releases first album I Can't Explain today.
Dang.
Well, if you can't explain it, I guess we'll move on.
Before we move on, I want to welcome Muffin, or an alien, to the show.
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm here.
Hey, is Muffin willing to read the next three, or do you want to move up to? Is it Blob's turn or your turn, Xander?
I'll say let's go Blob and then Muffin if he wants, and then me, because I'm trying to go by a clean line as I'm looking on it on my screen here. So
sounds good. Let's move on up, buddy.
Go for it, Blob.
In 1965, also a Soviet underground nuclear test creates the atomic lake Chakan in Pakistan. In Kazakhstan.
I was hoping you were going to read that one too, Blob.
Dagan in Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
So it created so it created a freaking thing.
A lake.
And it's filled with water and it's radioactive.
So don't go fishing or swimming in that lake.
Yeah.
It's even more contaminated than the Rhine. In 1966, the fifth AFL All-Star Game, Rice Stadium, Houston. All-Stars beat Buffalo Bills 30-19. Most valuable players: Joe Namath for the New York Jets, a quarterback; Frank Buncombe, LA Chargers, linebacker, I think that means.
Yes.
And in 1967, the Rolling Stones appear for the fifth time on the Ed Sullivan Show, reluctantly agree to alter the lyrics of Let's Spend the Night Together.
Aww.
Huh.
They should have just said "screw you" like how the Doors did it on the Ed Sullivan Show for
Yeah.
Set My Fire.
Probably it was called Let's Spend the Ed Sullivan Show Together then. I don't know.
That was your three, right, Blob?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Muffin. If you want to take, actually no, he's at work, so he can't.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
About,
I'm back.
can you take some articles?
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are 1969, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So 1969, we got Prime Minister of Northern Ireland, Terence O'Neill announces that an official inquiry will analyze the troubles of Northern Ireland.
Yeah, the troubles. So, like, all the NRA, not the NRA,
No.
but the IRA.
IRA.
Stuff like that. So.
And in 1970, we got Muammar Gaddafi.
Muammar Gaddafi.
Gaddafi, okay, is proclaimed premier, right?
Yep.
Premier of Libya.
Yep. No, you know about Muammar Gaddafi. He's the guy who got stabbed up the butt with a knife.
Ew.
Yeah, that actually happened. He got shish kebabbed.
He did very.
Ew.
Ew.
Ouch.
He also
Ouchies.
did very horrible things with girls in his palace.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you as well.
he was trying to, as I said before, I think I mentioned Syria. Sorry, it was Libya. But he was trying to get his country out of the U.S. dollar as their basis for economy. He was trying to get it back on the gold standard. So
You're talking about Gaddafi?
yes,
Gaddafi was Syria, I'm pretty sure.
it said Libya
No.
right here. He was
Oh,
premier of
okay, well,
Libya.
I guess
I thought he was Syrian too. I don't know. Like so.
No.
it's the Mandela effect, I tell you.
Oh god.
No. Can you please move on?
Yeah, we're trying, Bob. Calm down. Muffin, you have one more. 1971.
Yeah, 1970. We got George Harrison released first solo single "My Sweet Lord." Ironic. Anyway, single in the UK tops the charts in 15 countries and becomes the subject of copyright infringement lawsuit.
Infringement. Ooh. I'll have to look into that later.
1972, World Heavyweight Boxing Champion Joe Frazier stopped Terry Daniels in 4 rounds in New Orleans to retain his WBC and WBA titles. All right. He kind of looks like an
Nice.
actor. Like I don't, I don't know. I've seen that face before.
He's got a I don't give a fuck kind of look.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. 1973, Pope Paul VI held an audience with Golda Meir at the Vatican. And Golda Meir was the 4th Prime Minister of Israel, and obviously the Pope is Catholic, so Catholics and Jews,
Dude, you missed
The,
the other 1973 one there, bud. That's
which
a big one. The 1973 in blue.
Okay, 4 Watergate burglars pled guilty in federal court. So,
To the Watergate scandal.
yep, Watergate
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
Speaking
actually,
of
I've been
Watergate,
It is Nixon.
yeah. What are you going to say, Muffin?
I've been to the Vatican before.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
not
right,
even
you
joking.
have. Yeah, you went to Italy
Yeah.
like a year ago or something.
That's wicked, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, we
I
have.
had to put that up. there.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Can I go to 1973? Is it my turn or is it
Yeah, Battle
someone
of
else?
Interests.
Okay, we have a battle of interest. In 1973, we have U.S. President Nixon suspends all U.S. offensive action in North Vietnam.
How is that a battle of interest? That's a lack of a battle right there. Like,
Yeah,
this is improperly categorized. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, that's weird because he suspends all offensive action. So maybe they're like, oh, let's just let him shoot us and we just do nothing.
yeah, well, like, politics got involved in the war over there. I mean, there was at some points that we had a policy in the North Vietnamese knew it, or I think it might have been Korea, but I think it was Vietnam, where we prohibited bombing their airfields. So they actually they kept their airplanes and stuff out in the open. They can see them, but we were politically not allowed to bomb them. It's it's war, What are you doing?
I have a saying, but I'm not going to say it on the show. about war. Anywho, we do actually I'm not going to do the film and TV history. I'm going to do the one above it because that one's.
Oh, Sunday,
It should be
Monday,
highlighted.
happy days.
Yeah, we have a 19. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. So
Thursday,
today
Friday,
in
happy days.
1974.
Saturday. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Anyways, we have the TV sitcom Happy Days, created by Gary Marshall, starring Ron Howard, Henry Winkler, Marianne Ross, and Tom Bosley. Begins an 11-year run on ABC.
We all know Henry Winkler played the Fonz. Hey, you know.
And he also played the principal that got gutted and hung from the whatever in the movie Scream.
I never saw
You
that
remember
movie,
him
but
from
wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was the principal of the school for the movie, the first Scream with what's her nuts. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. You mean the Scream that was released in mid-December? Well, why are you releasing a horror movie in December? You know, that was ridiculous.
Why not?
Yeah. Anyway, Blob.
All right. Sorry. In 1975, we have the pioneering American female comedian Phyllis Diller. She gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Nice.
Nice. Phyllis Diller. Oh, I do too.
Yeah. In 1976, Sarah Jane Moore, who was born as Kane, she was sentenced to life for attempting to shoot United States President Gerald Ford, and she was released in 2007 after serving 32 years.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say it, but that one unhighlighted 75. That's one of the coolest roller coasters ever.
Yeah, I've been on that several times.
And we have two links that we will put in the underbar.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
In 1981, Pope John Paul II, civil name Karol Wojtyla, received his Lech Walesa and Solidarity delegation at the Vatican. Solidarity, the political party of Lech Walesa.
Oh yeah, because John Paul II was from Poland.
Yes.
So he was talking with the leader of his former nation. Wow, dude, wouldn't that be crazy? You know, like you were born in a country, then you became leader of another, Vatican, and then you get to speak to the leader of the country that you came. That is wild, man.
That's wild indeed. May he rest in peace, Pope John Paul.
Yes.
The second.
You have two more, right, Mr. Blob? I think.
I did three.
Oh, okay, Mr. Muffin.
So in 1984, we got John McEnroe reverses previous year's results with 63, 64, and 64. Went over Ivan Lendl, I think. Could be butchering it. Anyways, Lendl. Okay. Anyways, to claim his second season-ending ATP Masters Grand Prix tennis title at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
It's a Grand Prix, not Grand Prix, just for your information.
Yeah, and also it's John McEnroe or whatever, I believe. But anyway,
I don't know what I just did. Oops, hold on a second.
I don't know either. You were shaking there for a second. I was like, whoa.
Anyways, we looks like there's another tennis one. Yeah, there is. Anyways, in 1984, same year I think. Anyways, we got Martina Navratilova or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, 54 match winning streak ends when beaten by Hannah. Oh my goodness gracious.
Malakova,
yeah, whatever. Anyways, 7-6, 3-6, and 6-4 in the final of the Virginia Slims of California tennis event in Oakland after a loss to Navratilova. Oh God, wins the next 7-4 matches for the new record.
Navratilova or something. Trilova.
Yeah. Martina Navratilova is like one of the. I don't know why it just calls her a tennis player. She's one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Like she did a 54 match winning streak. Then she got defeated. Then she went on to win 74 matches in a row undefeated. And beat her own record. Like that is phenomenal. So
18,
Just tennis player.
yeah, 18 Grand Slam singles titles, 31 major women's doubles titles, and 10 major mixed doubles titles.
Damn.
1986, Montreal's rookie goaltender Patrick Roy recorded his first of 66 career NHL shutouts in the Canadiens' 4-0 win against Winnipeg Jets at the Forum.
It's Patrick Waugh.
Patrick
I know,
Waugh.
for some reason, Roy is pronounced Waugh. Yeah,
What?
it's Patrick Waugh. Yeah, it's Patrick Waugh.
Big
He's one of the
Fish
best
Waugh.
goalies of all time.
Dang, that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
1987, champion Boston Celtics NBA forward Larry Bird was named Man of the Year by The Sporting News and Athlete of the Year by Associated Press. First time one athlete gained both distinctions. That's cool.
Nice!
Larry
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Bird. He was
I'll
in the
catch you
Lakers,
guys in a
right?
bit.
Oh, sorry, what's up, Muffin?
I'll catch you guys in a bit.
Toodles!
Toodles.
So yeah, he was a Laker, right?
He was a Celtics too, but at one point. So,
Huh.
but yeah, he was a champion in '87 for the Celtics. But I could have sworn he might have played for the Lakers, but I might be very wrong. I'm not a huge basketball follower,
Was
so.
Larry Bird in the Lakers? I know, cause no. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google. That's the best thing that's happened all day. Just no, he was not. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, listen. We got a boxing title fight in 1990. 42-year-old former world heavyweight boxing champion George Foreman stopped Gary Cooney in 2 rounds in Atlantic City in a non-title bout. Cooney's last fight. Which, by the way, we're going to cut off at 2000, and we're going to get into a little bit of burst, so Blob can get to the burst. He wants to get into that. So
Yeah, I'm all about that too.
yeah. 1991, Elizabeth II signed letters patent that allowed Australia to institute its own Victoria Cross, the first Commonwealth realm to do so. Nice.
There you go.
And then I believe it's back to Ali Kablali.
Oh, we have Hall of Fame in 1992, 7th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, Bobby, Blue Brand, Booker T, and the MGs. Johnny Cash, Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Isley Brothers, Sam and Dave, the Yardbirds, Elmore James, Professor Longhair, Leo Fender, Bill Graham, and the Doc Pomus.
Huh.
And Doc Pomus. So they all were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1992. That's a lot.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about the no,
Dude,
like
that
deep
was
down
hilarious.
inside.
That was great. Just like, was Larry Bird in the Lakers? No, he was not.
No.
And answers the question.
No. Oh, we got. Oh shit. Oh, Hague. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to read this 1994. Hague.
Go for
A
it.
Hague motorist. Scroll down. A Hague motorist with 5.51% alcohol in blood breaks Dutch record at 0.47%.
That's
I don't know
like
why, that's-
lethal, right?
Yeah, after 4% blood alcohol, you should be dead.
You mean 0.4?
Or 0.4. You know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
But
So-
anyways, I just thought that was interesting. So here's my third one here. 1994, we have Lawrence Taylor announces his retirement from the NFL. And he's a Hall of Famer. It doesn't say what his position was, and I can't remember what his position was, but I remember the name.
LT.
Oh, he was a line.
Oh, a linebacker.
Yeah, he was a linebacker.
All right. Blob was
Okay,
trying to
yeah,
say something.
yeah.
What's up, dude?
I said I wanted to say in Soviet Russia they measure how much blood you have in the alcohol.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
You mean?
thanks for
you
your
mean,
stupid
like,
Russian joke.
instead of blood alcohol content, it's alcohol blood content.
Yes.
It's ABC. Oh. Hey.
Soviet Russia, Waldo finds you.
God, that's kind of frightening. Actually.
All right there, Yakov Smirnov.
Yeah. Mr. Blob.
In Yes.
Yep.
In 1997, controversial Chicago Bulls forward Danny Rodman kicks cameraman Eugene Amos in the groin during a game against Minnesota Timberwolves. Ultimately pays Amos $200,000 as a settlement, and is suspended for 11 games without pay. What did I do?
God, that's assault,
What?
bro. Like,
He need one of my fellow Minnesota basketball players in the groin. What a douche canoe.
Dennis
Yeah.
Rodman. Well, remember, like, this is the guy who's friends with Kim Jong-un, right? Like,
Yeah, he is.
so that
But he
explains
was always a
things.
wild card anyway.
Yeah.
In 1997, Diana Spencer, Princess of Wales, calls for an international ban on landmines, angering ministers in the United Kingdom.
Why the hell would that piss you off? Landmines are awful. Like,
Because they are horrible people.
yeah. All right.
And in 1998, future Hockey Hall of Fame right-wing Dino Ciccarelli finds his fifth NHL club, traded from Tampa Bay Lightning to the Florida Panthers.
All right. Yeah, why don't you take this last one here, 1998.
All right, also in 1998, the NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Association, NASA, announces John Glenn, 76, may fly in space again.
That's cool. So John Glenn, the first U.S. citizen in space, I believe.
Yeah, did he end up actually flying though again?
I don't know. Hold on. Did John Glenn?
Yes, 1998, Space Shuttle Discovery blasts off on STS-95 with 77-year-old John Glenn on board,
All right.
making him the oldest person to go into space on 29th of October 1998.
Yep. Until
Aside
that
from
record was
William
beaten by
Shatner
William
now,
Shatner at
maybe.
the age of 96, I believe. So, but yeah. Anyway, as I said before, we're gonna move on into bursts and deaths. But before we do that, actually, we're just gonna move on into bursts. Audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we'd elaborated more on? Anything you would have liked to say? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Let's go on into bursts. Mr. Blob, oh wow, now I see why you want to cover this. Go for it.
And that's not the only interesting one today. In 1412, we have Jeanne d'Arc, Roman Catholic saint and national heroine of France. The legendary date, born in Domremy, Duchy of Bar, France.
Yes, good old Joan of Arc. Burned at the stake for trying to defend her nation and later canonized. So she is a saint.
Yes, and she essentially took France back from the English.
Oh, and this guy again.
Yes, we talked about him earlier. In 1875, it is the birthday of Ibn Saud. He died in 1953. He was founder and first king of Saudi Arabia from 1932 to 53, and he was born in Riyadh in the Emirate of Najd.
And he died from a heart attack in office. So, dang.
Yes.
And Uno Mas. Ooh.
In 1908, we have Edward Teller, Hungarian-American physicist, father of the hydrogen bomb in the Manhattan Project. He was born in Budapest, Hungary, and died in 2003.
Wow. Damn, like just every birthday has just been
That's
a home
interesting.
run. So we have Gamal Abdel Nasser, 1918, was an Egyptian revolutionary and politician, acting president from 1954 to 56, and president from 1956 to 70, born in Bakos, Egypt. We also have Martin Luther King Jr. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, like this is why I want to just try to cram as much as possible. Maybe we'll go back to like under a 2-hour format. We'll see. We got Martin Luther King Jr., born on this date in 1929, a U.S. clergyman and leader of the Civil Rights Movement. Got the Nobel Prize in 1964. Has to be a peace prize, the Peacey Prize. Born in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. And we also have Charo, 1951. Spanish U.S. actress, comedian, Chico and the Man, The Love Boat, and flamenco guitarist, born in Murcia, Spain. She's 72 today, so happy birthday. And I see that we have lost Alice, so we'll go right back to Mr. Blob here. Oh, wait, never mind, she's back. Miss Alice. If you want, we have a
Yeah, sorry about that. I had
a...
a freeze thing happen with my screen and everything, and I couldn't hear you guys. But yeah, it makes sense while, hang on.
Yeah.
Why Martin Luther King His
Joan of
birthday
Arc,
day
Martin
is
Luther King,
celebrate tomorrow, but we're going
David South.
1971 now.
Yeah.
We have American actress Regina King from Southland. If Beale Street could talk, okay, that's what it is. She was born in Cincinnati, Ohio. So Southland and If Beale Street could talk. She was known on. Today is her 52nd birthday.
Yeah, she kind of looks a little bit like Michelle Obama.
Pretty
slightly.
lady.
Yeah.
Then we also have an Assam El Hadri, Egyptian footballer born in Damita Governorate.
What? Where was she reading?
In 1973.
Oh, welcome back, Alice. You doing okay?
No, I think it just might be because I went down to a different spot. But yeah, I did Assam El Hadri, Egyptian footballer born in Damita Governorate in Egypt, was born today, but it doesn't say how old he is. So.
Obviously, he's G.
Oh, well, I mean, like, he was born in 73. Unless he's dead, he's still alive. So let's see here. 2023 minus 1973, he would be 50.
That's what I said 2 times now.
His birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Mr. Blob, back to you.
All right. We have the 48th birthday of Mary Pierce.
No need to apologize.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay.
We have the 48th birthday of Mary Pierce. She was born in 1975, French tennis player, winner of Australian Open 1995 and French Open 2000. She was born in Montreal, Quebec.
All right.
Which is Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the 44th birthday of Drew Brees in 1979. He's an American football quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP 2009. Played for the New Orleans Saints. He was 13 times Pro Bowl and 7 times NFL passing yards leader. 13 times Pro Bowl winner, probably. He was born in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Austin. Gross.
And in 1996, we have the 27th birthday today of Dove Cameron. She's an American actress and singer, Liv and Maddie. She was born in Seattle, Washington.
All right, that shall conclude the show for the day. Once again, you can check the underbar, the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. And I highly suggest you go check out onthisday.com. Go check out the other sources because we didn't even finish up the main body. We didn't do deaths. There's a lot of stuff we we couldn't even cover today, let alone all the other stuff we couldn't cover. So please go educate yourself. It is really interesting what goes on every single day. It's crazy. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm Protoblob.
I am Who is Alice.
And you are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in a shoot the poop, kind of a talk show, the Kick Peanut, coming up here in a few hours at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah. And I just remembered. I just remembered I forgot to include, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central.
1 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. German time, and also we had Muffin early on the show.
Yes, we did. We had Muffin as well. So anyway, until you catch us tomorrow or whenever, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles!